identified the problems. And I just want to take a minute to see if we can go a little deeper, see if there's other aspects of this problem or other problems that play into it. So I'm going to ask you a series of questions. You can close your eyes if you want and just kind of think on the answers and just see if anything else comes up. And if it does, just put it on that list you just used. And then after that, I'm going to go into a little bit more about personal history connected to this problem, just so we make sure we're being thorough in activating the areas of the brain that need to be activated so we can release this and move on to healthier and happier emotions and behaviors. So, for how long have you had this problem? What have you done about it? Did the things that you previously did work or help? How intense are your feelings which are associated with the problem on a scale of 1 to 10? Can you get in touch with the emotions as you listen to this? Do you ever feel positive emotions connected to this? Do you ever feel negative emotions connected to this? Why do you want to let go of the problem? Are you at cause for the creation of the problem, or did someone else cause the problem? Are you at cause for the solution to repair the problem, or does someone else need to be at cause to repair the problem? Can you influence that other person to help repair the problem? And if they won't, what will you do to fix the problem? How will you know that the problem has disappeared at the end of your work? What will you see, hear, feel, say to yourself when the problem has disappeared? What will happen when you get your outcome? What will you feel? Okay, take a minute to jot down if there's any other answers to that. You can pause it for a second, or I'll be quiet for just a second, and you can write those answers. So I want to give you a little backstory on me and this process. I won't go too much into it because I want you to have the time you need to get through this, but I'm super excited about the breakthrough and rise process. So much energy is put into people coming out of this negative place they're in, and very little focus is put on where they're going. This process does it all at once, helps us get out of and eliminate the baggage, the beliefs, the emotions, the things that are getting in our way of taking the steps to the life we want. And so in this early work that you're doing, we're going to get in tune with what needs to be broken through so you can take the steps to the next place. Now there's 4 requisites for change that occur in this breakthrough process. 2 of them you cover with me, and 2 of them you will need to do afterwards. So the first requisite for change is getting rid of the negative emotions, any limiting decisions we have made about ourselves or our situation, or working through if there's parts of us. Part of me wants to, part of me doesn't, right? And aligning them together so we can choose empowering behaviors to go in the direction we want. And then we really need to be in tune with where we're going. We need to set our outcomes. Some would call this goal setting. I think it's a little bigger than just setting a goal. It's kind of an aim for our life. What direction are we heading? And we need it to be compelling. Most people, I wish I had my whiteboard with me, will only do enough work to get out of pain, but not enough work to solve the problem and the underlying pattern that keeps it going. So I have an issue and it's painful, so I work really hard to get out of it, and I go to 80%, and I'm like, oh, I'm out of it. And then I'll live there for a while, and then I'll slip back and the problem will recur. We want to go to 80 and past 80 to 100 so that problem is resolved, all the work is done, and we don't have to deal with that anymore. So part of this process will help you get in touch with where you're going. And when you meet with me for the breakthrough and rise session, there will be some things that help you see clearly What are the steps I take to get where I want to go? And then the next thing is you have to take action. This is a path. We unblock the stuff that has gotten in the way of progression, but you still have a path to walk. So I use this analogy all the time with like the physical health and wellness component of this. If I have baggage connected to me eating unhealthy and not exercising and not sleeping and those types of things, and I remove the baggage and the emotions around it, it doesn't mean that all of a sudden I'm in the shape I want to be in. It just means that that stuff's not in my way anymore. And now I can commit and take the steps and follow through with exercising, eating healthy, getting proper sleep. The breakthrough alone doesn't make me physically fit. It just allows me to go do some of the other work that will help me get skinny. Okay? And then we need to focus on what we want. We've learned that the mind works in a way where when we focus on what we don't want, we actually reinforce that in the mind. So if I say, don't think of a purple elephant, your mind doesn't have the opposite of a purple elephant. All it has is purple elephant. So even instead I said not a purple elephant, don't think of, the mind thinks of. This is a lot of what happens. We focus on where we don't want to be, but we're actually giving energy to that place we don't want to be instead of where do we want to be. So as we set these outcomes, the things that you're working towards, it'll be important for you to focus on this is where I'm going. And as you focus on that, the conscious mind suggests to the unconscious mind, we need to fulfill this. And then change happens. Next, we're going to do a detailed personal history, and there will be a few more questions. This will be an important part of the process. I'm looking forward to you doing this in just a minute.